So the picture I chose to look at was the picture of the posh girls next to the homeless man. And the reason I chose to look at that one was because I felt like that was the one that I could identify the most with. I think in terms of progress and inequality, that photo to me, I don't know exactly where it's taken. I don't know if it's taken in the U.S. or Europe or Australia or wherever, but when I look at that photo, it really makes me think about the wealth gap map that had the different countries in one corner sort of progressing across the map, and you see how life expectancy has gone up and wealth and different things have changed. And I've actually seen a map like that before, but I think it maybe had a couple different types of things that it was measuring, but it pretty much showed a very similar thing. You see countries like the U.S., certain countries in Europe, and then Japan and other countries tend to be progressing much further than certain countries in Africa, certain Asian countries, and whatnot. And to me, that this picture is really a picture of that. But it also makes me think about the man who was talking about how the U.S. is an underdeveloping country, how in the U.S. there is still in fact, there is a wider gap between the wealthy and the people that are poor, and even the map that went across showing, what people actually think the wealth gap is and what they think is the ideal and what it actually is. Such a large slope and a large difference between the wealthy and people that are not, the people that are poor, and how much wealth the wealthy have. And I think that this picture, to me, makes that very real. You see the girls that are obviously doing very well off. I don't know if they're rich, but they're definitely posh. And you see them right next to, coinciding next to this homeless man and acting as if he doesn't even exist, which was something that was another interesting point that I felt from the picture. Like they're acting as if, I mean, they're just sitting there taking this photo, and this guy's just sitting there, and it's as if he could have just been the steps that were there. And I think that even says a lot about inequality. Like it's almost as if because he is poor or doesn't have a home, he almost ceases to exist. He almost ceases to have a voice, ceases to matter. Um, However, when looking at that photo, I felt like out of all of them, I could see myself as the posh girls, because I feel like I have seen people that are in different situations, whether they be homeless or not, in all different types of situations, and and I see myself as someone who has had a lot of privileges, and just coinciding with that reality and that existence. And so I think, in terms of progress and equality, I think that I can see myself as one of those girls. I'm definitely not rich, but in comparison to someone who's homeless or someone who's in another part of the world, depending on where they are, um, definitely can see myself like that. And so I feel like that is someone that I related to the most.